The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
After arriving at Duna, our ship the Antares fell apart, causing us to land on Duna and mine its resources so that we could fix the Antari ship. We unlocked various buildings, and also different types of science. After fixing everything but scanners on the ship, we then left the planet behind us as we continued to travel in space. Partially during our space flight, we landed on an asteroid. Over the course of a few hundred cycles, we had mined out the asteroid, converting its resources into various things that we needed in order to keep 24 dupes alive. We made a lot of automated machines to take, cool, or convert items into other items. We then turned on a machine that would allow us to take a dive into the dreams of one of our dupes. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we are playing Vintage Story. So, something that's going to be a little bit different is that this is another save. As you can tell that the map is colored in compared to the last stream. I just this morning, while waiting for us to get into the stream, redid a new save. So there's no prospecting icons here. I don't even have the prospecting pick. Let's get that. We'll grab the steel one. And what we did is we found Borax in the last episode. We were trying to find salt. So we were looking for halite, and I just happened to stumbled onto this Borax while going around. So if I just do... what was it called? Was it game mode 2? And then now I should be able to go through walls. No, that's just putting me into creative mode. Is it GM3? It is, but then I can't use the pick. So maybe I have to be in the ground and then go to GM2. Okay, that's what I have to do. Now I'm able to move around. So, what we did is we had put a bunch of holes in the surrounding underground area, trying to find salt in this area. We had a very poor amount of salt. This right here actually says very poor. And we just happen to have not found any. So I am thinking that we're not going to keep looking over here. It could be over here, but I don't think it is. Am I in the storm path? I am actually currently in the storm. It has been snowing for about 11 hours. Maybe only 10 and a half. Some point in the middle of the night. Midnight would have been 10 hours ago for me. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our our translocator that's in the cave over by the iron. And we're going to use the translocator to get across the ocean. And we're going to try the savanna desert area. Glad you still have power. We usually don't have issues being in a mountain area. They're kind of quick on taking care of snow. I don't think we've ever had a loss of power due to snow in the past 5 years, now that I think about it. We did have one very large storm front about 3 or 4 years ago, and that made it difficult to drive in, but we don't usually have issues on power. Okay, so we're gonna fly all the way over to where our home is. Which will take some time, but it's quicker than us walking in The regular mode. I'm forgetting what it's called. Not creative mode. That's another reason why I haven't gone into our normal save and done prospecting the correct way instead of cheating through it. This is the trees, the large trees. So somewhere up here should be where the translocator is. We're gonna probably have to fix the translocator. I don't think it's gonna be working. I also didn't know that we were in a cloud, which would explain why I couldn't see anything. That's the lake that has the, well, had the brown coal next to it that we've been using since we found it. Now I can't see anything. I have to go further down to be able to see? Yeah. So we should be getting close to our little village. I think it's above this. As far as I know, everything should spawn in the same exact spot since we're using the same seed and the same mods. Oh, wait a minute. Our town's not here. And they're bears. Huh. So I guess the mods don't always spawn in the same spot. This is what the area would have looked like if there was no houses. We obviously still have the cave that's right here. That leads into the large, expansive area. Let's get a lantern so I can see. So this, as we already know, is a large, expansive cave that goes all over the place underneath the town. And this is actually a lot easier to go around in while in creative mode. And because the water is so loud, I'm going to plug as many holes as I can find. Now, let's just fly out of here, because this is not what we came over here for. We are going to go this way. And we're going to hope that the translocator is in the same spot. Since the other stuff didn't spawn in the same area, I am a little concerned that the translocator is not going to be over here. But we already know that through here is a bunch of iron, which means that if we go to here and go up... Okay, so that ruin is in the same spot. And so is the translocator. Alright. We need... Oops. Close out of this? Thank you. Metal parts. Then we need 3 temple gears. And we should be able to use this. I think I might have to change my game mode. And then this is not the same area. But apparently a translocator spawns here. Where are we? We are not where we should be. Which is an issue, because I don't know the, I don't know the coordinates of where the other translocator is. That's the wrong way, apparently. So if I go... Because we're very north, and... You know what we're going to do? We're going to go into our normal save. Once it, loads. There we go. We're going to look at the coordinates and then fly over to it in creative mode. I thought the translocator would get us there quicker, but I didn't realize that in a different save it wouldn't line up to the same translocator. Any day now. There we go. And then we get frozen here. Okay, so this is where we were before we decided to change to creative mode. Because we were trying to find salt in here. And if I switch to halite, we don't have a good source of halite here. This is actually all minuscule amounts. Way over here is where we found the borax. And the only thing that we are concerned about is getting to this large area. Because deserts should have a higher concentration of salt. So what we're going to call this is... Since it'll probably be closer doing it from up here. $44, $42. So we're going to leave the save, go back into the creative mode one, and fly over to 44, 42. This one was a little bit quicker, it seems. Or maybe they both took half a minute to load. Okay, we're not too far off from the one spot. We're already at 4,000 blocks out. So we just need to go an additional 400 that direction. But we have to go a lot further south. If I focus mostly on going south, we should get there fairly quickly. I wanted to be able to see where we are. Oh, game froze. Can I not move this? I guess I can't. Can I teleport? Let me try that. Oh, it actually worked. I'm surprised. I didn't think it was going to work that way. Okay, so we made it all the way over to a trader, and game is frozen because we're loading. So this, I don't think was over here in our other save. That definitely was not. So this is another confirmation that ruins do not transfer over. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go back below the ground. And we're going to do a little of these. And what we're looking for is halites. So we're just going to fly around. Do a couple readings here and there. Except for when the game freezes. Now, halite, also known as salt, does look like quartz. So occasionally I will stop to look at what's probably going to be quartz. I also did not know that there was the green stone over here. That's nice to find. Let's keep going in a line. See if we get any readings. We're not guaranteed to find it out here. I was just told that it could be found quicker out this way. There's hematite. And now we're getting into spots that I don't think would have salt. Could I switch this to the heat map? And then maybe we might have a better time finding it? I start going this way now. The color of the square might show us which direction we have to go to get a reading. If the game stops freezing every time I load a new chunk. I wonder if the traders are in the same spot. Do traders count as a ruin? What is a limonite? We're always finding cinnabar. I'm gonna guess that that's not a rare thing. We're gonna have an issue if we can't find salt. This biome just keeps going. So this is the peridotite rock, along with the gravel above it. I'm curious now. Come on, I'm not even loading a new chunk. You don't have to... What is hematite? Oh, it's iron. Okay. That's why I recognize the name of it. I think magnetite is also iron. I don't know for sure. Okay, so none of these look very promising, except for maybe this one looking a little red. Whether or not that means we're getting closer, I have no idea. Let's go back to that. Also curious to see what kind of clay this is. It's just red clay. Now let's go north. No idea what chromite is. Game froze. Come on. There we go. Now, is this a ruin right there? If so, that looks cool. It is a ruin, look at that. It's like an oasis with a little pond in the middle. It's not going to be there in the other maps. I'm not going to save coordinates or anything. But this is not promising, chat. Come on. If anyone else knows a better way of finding this, I am open to doing different things. Oh, there's highlight. Okay, I'm gonna keep going in this direction until it says something different. Right now it's saying minuscule. That was not a stone. But we found borax. color of the box is changing, and halite disappeared. Let's try this way. Oh, there's some borax. we might as well save this picture once the game's not frozen. Just so I have the coordinates, I'm going to take a screenshot of it. We're not going to keep that as our end stream screenshot, though. And there's no halite there. So where do we think the circle's going to be? Somewhere in here, maybe? Because the color is changing over here, but I honestly don't know if the temperature overlay is biome temperature or if it's the temperature of what we're looking for. Although we didn't put halite here. Okay, so now it is based off of the ore. If that it did work, okay. Paintbrush just brought up one of my mom's hair ties as a toy. Is that no halite there? Really? No halite. No halite again. Okay, so it's somewhere up here then. We're still getting minuscule amounts. And I doubt there's going to be any right here. What are the odds that this is halite? That's quartz. Okay, so this whole thing is minuscule amounts. And I don't know if I do the ore node search, if it would show up. Apparently it extends down south a little bit. You know, just in case it goes diagonally. More halite. No halite. What is cinnabar? Is it just an ore? Just something I can sell? Halite again. And again. And again. I'm going to assume that this is as far as it goes. South, at least. Actually, that was nothing. Alright, so that's the edge of that. I doubt we're going to find anything that's not minuscule. So now we're going to go north and see if it changes at all going upwards. So far, everything's being copy and pasted. Oh, now it changed to lignite. There's no more going upwards. Okay, this seems like it's the roof of it. I don't think this is going to get any better. Apparently, halite goes out this way. And then stops. Just box this off to make sure it doesn't extend further out diagonally. And I'm kind of expecting this to just be a straight line on the left side of wherever this salt is. Yeah. Did we color in the entire area? Do we get every single piece of halite marked on the map? I think we should for a little bit. Maybe there'd be something better in the center of these. I doubt it. I think everything over here is going to be minuscule. But at the same time, you never know. Now, the only thing I'm not too sure about is how to find which spot is a higher chance of us finding the halite. If they all say minuscule, that means we're probably going to find the least amount or something. Or it has the least amount of chance of us finding it. I don't remember. But out of all of these minuscule spots, I don't know how to tell where it would most likely be in this area. Oh, stop freezing. And you didn't now. There we go. That's all of that area. I'm going to go over to this side and figure out where the right side of all of this halite goes to. I'm assuming there's going to be another straight line of nothing. Oh, that was apparently the end of that. Looks like it's going up more north now. And then ended. And then continued. Oh, it's still going. I know we're spawning in chunks fast because we're flying. I'm getting really annoyed on how many times I have to wait for this to load. Okay, that should be the entire area that has halite, including all but one of the diagonals, which we'll get later. So let's start prospecting in the center of all this. See if maybe we can find a spot in the center that has a higher concentration of it. We did find very poor the other day. I'm trying to find something that has a better chance of us finding it. It looks like this whole area is just going to be minuscule amounts. I don't know if it would be easier to find it underneath maybe salt water or something. I don't think the game would be coded that way. Come on. There we go. Looks like everything over here is going to be minuscule. I'm starting to lose hope on finding something more. Alright, that is literally every chunk in this area that has given us poops of halite being colored in. None of this looks promising. There is a little bit towards the south that we haven't completely closed off yet. I'm gonna run down there. We might get lucky over here, who knows. I already loaded in these chunks, it shouldn't freeze. Let's see if this is just gonna get blocked off or if there's more this way. Looks like it's just getting blocked off. That's kind of what I expected, honestly. Alright. That is a large area. We could try node search, see if we can find anything in a small range. But I think we're going to continue doing what we have been doing. And let's go west, but also a little bit north. Because I'm going to go around the perimeter and then kind of do a spiral going inwards. Oh, there's a mausoleum over there. Not a mausoleum. Something for a gravesite. I forget what they're called. I may have actually used the correct word, I don't remember. Let's just continue going back to where we started. I could just do every single block, just in case that it's somewhere mixed in. I don't know if that counted as... Oh! Minuscule amounts again. Oops. I'm too far up. Or highlight. This might be the bottom of node. Come on. Is most of the stream just going to be waiting for the game to load? Okay, that... the breaking point. This way, then we go back up. It's more... no. Add some highlight. Come on. So we're going this way now. I don't know if we're gonna find anything better than very poor. Come on. Alright, it looks like we're finding the edge over here. Apparently the highlight wanted to go back north. More highlight. Hello? That was weird. I think we actually have found the edge now. Oh, come on, game. What's that? Does that look weird? Oh, I'm too far down in the world. I didn't realize this whole time we've been going down. That explains why I wasn't getting any stone to click on. That whole time I never realized. Okay, that was halite, so we go this way. Okay, this is looking promising for the end of the halite area. Except for when it isn't the end of it. There's gotta be a better way of looking for stuff, right? Because at this point, I'm just thinking about going to get that borax, and then I look for salt when we're not streaming. Still going back down. And let me guess, it's going to be not right here. Except when it is. I'm gonna guess this is another just feeler going outwards, and then it goes back up. Because it says finally making our way north. Okay. We are making it back to the starting point. And this is us now connecting to it. So that's the entire node there. Does it look any different than the other one? Not really, so I don't think this is going to be a good area. If anything, it's showing how far apart they are. Maybe if we go... what would we consider to be the middle point? Like right here at this tree? We take a, reading from there, it doesn't say anything other than minuscule. Continue going. Curious on why there's a single block taken out from that. That does say very poor. It is a little promising. Oh, that was sand. If I keep going this way, what are the chances that it doesn't say very poor? And it says something better. I'm just going to fill in these 2 spots here since there's only 2 spots. That's flint. Sullen ore, I got my hopes up. Okay, we at least found a very poor area. Which is better than what we found before. It's not looking promising though. This is all minuscule amounts. So let me fill in this. And then let's see where the highest point is. I'm gonna guess somewhere right here. That has a 14% on it. So this may be the central point. Yeah, this is a 14. That's bismuth. That's cool. More bismuth. I'm hearing one of those saw blade locust. Maybe I was just hearing a regular locust. Anyway, we're gonna go around here a little bit. It does look like the percentage is going down. Alright, I'm gonna go back to that 14% one. We're gonna switch to the other node search thing. I think it's this. No, one north. We're gonna start hitting around the place. Now, I should probably check to make sure that it does spawn underneath claystone. Uh, do, 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 do. Goes underneath sedimentary, but I don't know if claystone is part of sedimentary. It is, okay. I just need to find the point where it stops saying claystone before we switch. A slate is definitely not igneous. So if I just go like this, and we just go vertically around this area, salt should be picked up eventually, I hope. Especially if I'm able to keep a good height going. That's pretty much the same spot. And then we have to go a little bit in the center, because this can load in as a pillar. And we didn't find a single piece of salt in there. Okay, I don't know what that means for us. I don't know if we should keep going west. Because if we follow, you know, this not being anything with poor, this was poor, maybe we go over here and there's a better one. I don't know if it's going to work that way. Let's try it at least. How far apart are these, though? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. About 9 chunks away from this one. We might find another. That's just a ruin. I don't think it's going to spawn this way. We never know. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, a little promising. If I just keep going through here, do we hit a center point that has better than minuscule? I'm just waiting for it to stop saying minuscule. This does seem to be a wide area. Come on. It's not looking like it's going to say anything other than minuscule. What is this? That's borax. Okay. This is a very wide area. And I think that is the end of it. Are they all that wide? They're about that wide. If I go to 4016. Come on. I'm a little curious about this. It's probably quartz, seeing how horizontal it is. Yeah, it's quartz. That's a colored quartz. This is probably also colored quartz. Yep. Alright, 4016 is right here. Try and get some readings going north and south of that point. See if it gets any better. So looking like this is going to be another fully minuscule amount. It did go pretty far up. So I highly doubt, seeing how this one had a large area of poor, or very poor, that it would be anywhere in this triangle. I don't think it's going to be very poor right here, and just the rest of it's minuscule. So we'll go south, see if we can find any south. Quartz and shale. Colored quartz. Alright, we're back to the starting point. Go south. I'm going to assume that this is going to end a lot quicker, seeing how far north it went. Not going to expect this to be a wide area. It is going far south, though. Although it looks like the heat index thing is getting a lot more blue. Yeah, I very much expect it to not be anywhere in that area. But these all being in a line kind of seems promising. Like, I just need to find the right place to look in. Oh, come on, you don't have to freeze when I try to open the map. Okay, so this is too close to this node. But these aren't. There might be something down there. I'm gonna try loading in this middle area. And then we'll look in here. I mean, I could just run around and hit things while we get there. It looks like we're cutting through a whole lot of nothing. Are we near the center of this yet? No. We're close, but we're not near it. That is a big ruin that I just saw pop up. Quartz. I'm curious about this now. It's not going to be part of our main area. Look at this, jeez. It makes sense that it would pause here. Come on. There we go. This is like one massive tomb. Come on, I'm not even in a different chunk. Oh, cool. They made the little, antler guy there. Alright, where are we going? This way. So I'm gonna be close to another reading. Doesn't look like there is gonna be another reading out this way. So, are they in a line? Because I would expect to find another one somewhere going south. We are just not finding anything out here. We could try in here. We could try going east, or we could keep going west. We could try going north as well from the very poor area. What is all of this? All of that is quartz. Let's climb all the way up this way. Should start seeing our nodes somewhere nearby. Oh, we're not close to it. I thought we were a lot closer than we are. I think we need to go a little bit more north than straight west. I'm just gonna keep taking random checks just in case there is more halite nearby. Here are our readings. That was a loud boat horn. Where would we consider that in the middle? About 5 north. 2, 3, 4 chunks. 5 chunks, we'll go 6. There. Now, if I could turn east instead of freezing in place. We're gonna try going this way and see if we find any. Good luck, Gino, in catching this elements. So I'm going to do a straight line. And we'll see if this will show anything. I'm going to assume that there won't be anything underneath this type of ground. Because we're no longer in a desert area. Come on. I think this is far enough to say that it's not spawning out here anymore. And I think it's safe to say that there's nothing going to be spawning in this area. So TP 3739. Why did the map show us in the middle of this area? Okay, which way are we going to meet up with this? Just south? It's really looking like very poor is the only amount that we're going to find. Or the highest amount that we're going to find. I think it might have been just coincidence that we found 3 amounts of it in a line. And then I'm not going to find another node going out this way. Yeah, I'm not finding more. We could try going northwest. But my hopes for finding this salt is non-existent anymore. I don't know if we want to try and go to different traders and try to buy our salt instead. Because that is a thing that we can do. Could try a little bit in this area as we run around. But I fully expect not to find salt anymore. I'm not even checking to see if that was quartz or not. All the way back to nodes that we already found. Come on. Try going north from here. Maybe we'll find something. And it looks like the biome changed, so I don't think we're going to find it out here. Come on. Yeah, we're not going to find it. The largest desert area and the closest we got was... Hold on 1 second, chat. And we're back. So I don't know if we want to come back to this, or if we want to try and find a different spot. Let's do 50... Let's go to 50-50. See if anything shows up out here. That's north. I wanted to go south. I think that's gonna have to be the last one. Come on! I'm not seeing it over here. Do we just go around to every single thing there and node search? Come on. The game might have actually crashed. Oh, we're back. 4640. I don't have a 4640, okay. I guess we'll just start running around doing this. That's slate, so we want to be about this height. I'm just gonna keep spamming it when I'm able to move. Well, there's Olivine. Not something we're looking for, but still there. We've already loaded all these chunks. Why am I freezing? I highly doubt that lignite is what we want. Chat, I don't know if we're gonna find it. Because look at all these holes that we've made. Some, yeah, are a little too low, but... What is lignite? 'Cause I forget. Lignite is coal. With all of these being so spread close to each other, I don't think there's any way that I could have missed salt. Come on! Just look at this. Even if it was like a block over. We have too much. I'll even do a little bit more because I couldn't see very much in this area. In the middle. Seeing a lot of sulfur. Borax, flint, quartz. This even is the quartz that it keeps saying that there's a lot of. So I don't know what to do. I kind of want to get just forget about it. This is where we found our borax. I don't know if we want to like try closer to home or something. I'm gonna just start teleporting around, see if we can find something. That's not what I wanted. Let's add a 0 to everything. Game's frozen again. Let's see if maybe under an ocean can give us something. That's 1,000 by 1,000. That's 2 by 2. 3 by 3 would be somewhere in here. I don't think it's going to be what we want. Oops. This could be promising. I'm gonna go see what this biome is. Curious to see where this leads to. This is granite, which is igneous. Up here is slate, stone. Would this be considered a desert? Maybe. It's hard to tell when I can't move. Well, we immediately found very poor. Where's this? There we go. That's minuscule. Go back this way. Minuscule. Very poor. Are those numbers getting bigger? Yes. Still says very poor, and it is getting higher. And it went to minuscule. Okay. What are the odds that this is not quartz? I just want a cheat. That lets me see every ore. Uh, Trying to see if there's a cheat that I can use. It looks like anything that could have been used has either been taken down or they updated the game and now it doesn't work anymore. Chat, I just don't want to spend this much time looking for salt. Like, I know we shouldn't be going off of the percentages, but they are kind of pointing us into a centralized area. $569. Non-existent. Less than that. Minuscule. $509. Less than 5. $526. Minuscule. Less than 5. $527. Frozen game, there we go. Less than 5. Way more than 5. Why was I chasing a 5 when there was 9 up here? Yeah, I don't know what the best way to find salt is, chat, anymore. I'm so done with this that I would rather just spawn in using a cheat code. I don't think any of our traders is going to have it on them, but we could go and look around. So what we're going to do is we're going to give up on finding salt. We're going to go into our actual game. Hopefully we stumble upon a trader that has it. We'll just buy as much as we can from them. And just to be safe with the loading of the game, I'm gonna completely close it and reopen it. Which hopefully will reset how slowly it's working. Looks like it is. There we go. The first thing I gotta do is look at the map for a couple things. The first thing I wanted to do was look over here, because this should be... about right here would be some more borax. I'm not gonna go all the way over there for that. So let's just go for the one that's closer, which is negative 1050. Actually this way. This borax is going to allow us to do a few things. I forget what all of it is, but it will at least allow us to make an iron anvil. What is the other one? 641, so we want to keep going this way. I'm going to assume that walking over to it allows the game to load slower. There's some resin. Oh no. Ah! There's two! Well, that wasn't good for us. Alright, I guess there's going to be a better way to get over there from this direction then. If I just mark it... Negative 1050, 641... Pretty much right here. I can get rid of this. Alright, let's go hunt down that borax. Still only have 2 pigs. I highly doubt that there would be salt close to our home. Keep forgetting that turns on mycelium. Because we do have some sandy area. Oh, we didn't try over here. We do have a couple places that we haven't tried. Going off of our map. And I don't think there's a way for me to transfer my map to the other save file. Did I drop something? No. So anyway, we're gonna go all the way over to here, which is a new area we haven't been to, so there might be some things that we can grab on the way that might help us later on. I probably should have picked up all of our rusty gears when we were home, so that I can check different traders and see what they have. Fortunately, it's going to be nighttime by the time we get over there. That's red clay. That's peat. We have about 1,000 more blocks to walk. Or flax fibers were randomly on the ground. There's a wolf over there, so I'm gonna go this way more. Hopefully it won't follow us through the trees, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get through this very easily. There was another one, but just because it growls doesn't mean it's following us. I'm debating on cutting down some of these large trees just so that I can get through this forest quicker. Because this is the same large forest as we always go through, right? Maybe not. There's a lot more trees over here than I thought. But there's another gravelly area, and I think this is just going to keep going upwards, so I'm going to go around the mountain instead of over it. Except for when a tree makes me fall down too far. Okay, maybe we're not going around it. And that's a tree in the way. So I knew that it was going to end up being ice. Looks like running on the snowy ice is very slow, but if you jump, you go faster. Is copper? Wow. Ah, I can see the copper. right there on the surface. Alright, do we have to go over another mountain to get there? Kinda does look like we have to. Didn't mean to fall that far. I had a feeling that was gonna hurt, that's why I stopped moving. What is this generation of land here? Come on. There weren't so many leaves everywhere, I would be able to see a little better. Doing this in daytime would have also helped. Instead of me going around this mountain, I'm actually going to climb it. It might be easier. Quartz. Okay, finally made it to the top. I'm gonna assume that's more quartz. Yeah. Just go put that glacier ice back. How much further do we have to go? There is a lot of sand out here. But we already know that there's a little bit in there. Borax is over a little bit further to the west. And this looks like it's going to be a lot of up and down walking. Come on. I feel like I'm stuck in a valley. Oh, there's a ruin right there. And we're back to going up and over. It looks like it's going more south than we are in... Oh, we found it. Kind of. 1050, 641. So that's almost 1050. Then we need to go to 641. Is right there. We want to go down this. That back up there. Now we have a way to get out. And hopefully no monsters will come down this way. And we just have to dig all the way down to 112 or close to it. that flint? Oh, that's lead. Lead can make cool looking windows. You know what? Oh, I can't mark lead. That's okay. I'll leave the dot there. Okay, we should be finding borax underneath the stone. What? Don't tell me that they're not the same everywhere we go. Does the world generate ores in different spots too? No, because we came back to here. It was still here. I took that picture thinking that we would be able to find borax, and now all of a sudden we're not going to be able to find borax. I thought I could plug that water, make it less noisy in here. So if I do a node search right here, is it going to say that there's no borax nearby? Lead. Switch to the pick. Here we go. Back to saying that there's salt here. Right, that's what halite is. Yeah. So that didn't change, but the borax is not right here like it was in the picture. So that screenshot that's going to be for episode 86 is a lie. Because there's no borax here. Come on. I don't want to go downwards, I want to go up. Alright, do we look around in hopes to maybe find salt? Maybe everything's spawning differently on this than the other save file. I think we should at least try a little bit. I'm gonna go way out here. Very poor. Is that... I don't know how to read this. So I could be going close to it, I could be going further away. I don't know how to read the percentage along with the wording of it. So I'm gonna run over here and see if this shows me very poor or something. One. Two. And we'll count this as the third one here. Excuse me. I sneezed. There's nothing way out here. I don't know what that means for us. We're also starting to freeze, which is not good. We're gonna start taking damage due to the cold. What I'm trying to do is find a flat area over here. This is probably as good as I'm gonna get. That says minuscule amounts. So it's somewhere closer to down here from what the thing is showing me. That's a trader right there. Hey, baby. It seems like if there is salt over here, it would be closer to this spot. But I also don't trust it to be over here. Do we use the percentage after we found the wording? Saying very poor? Is that the correct way to prospect? I guess we'll dig some of this dirt. I did see that somebody once looked underneath a small amount of dirt near the stone layer and found salt. Whether or not we could get that lucky, I don't know. That's water. So let's take some from here. Numbers going up. Trying to find a large flat area with stone available on the surface, but I'm not seeing any of that except for right here. Dang it, still need to. This one far enough away? Okay, we just need one more sample. Looks like the number went down. So if we're using very poor, and then the number, this would be the one that has the most so far. See what right here shows. $457. It's definitely something over here. Somewhere, I mean, not something. Wasn't expecting to be this far down. But number is more. Let's try right here. Right, number went down. So it looks like between these two spots, it could be somewhere around this little lake. Did I just pick up a berry? I did. where is that trader? I want to see if maybe they have some that I could buy from them. Definitely not some we've seen before. I don't think we need any of those stones. McCrae? What would he have to trade? Okay. We don't need compost. This is all food related stuff. I don't think we need any of this. Sell him an empty skep, apparently. I know there was a trader that we went to that had salt. I don't think it was a trader close to home. Maybe I should start marking every trader that we've been to. Because there was a trader inside this little area near spawn. They live in a food-related place, but I don't think it had food. It is becoming daytime, so hopefully soon we won't be freezing. I just picked up more berries. I don't know where I'm going. There's the lake. So maybe we can find salt over here somewhere. I'm gonna go with the little one. Or the lower one, I mean. If I can get up the hill enough. Let's, I guess, dig into the side of this and see if we can find any. I do have an iron pick with me. We do have to get a load of sandstone, though. Yeah. I was just trying to see what stones we could find this in, but it's not really showing. I didn't want to be in a water column because it could make us freeze a little bit quicker. So I'm going to make a spiral staircase instead. Hopefully the end of the sandstone isn't too deep. And from what I know, I don't think we're going to be finding salt right here. I think I was told before that the sedimentary line above the salt is usually pretty thin. So the fact that we've gone down about 10 blocks, I think means that we're not going to find salt right here. This is going quite far. There's a different stone. That's granite. It definitely does not spawn in granite. So now I'm going to start doing vertical tunnels. Or I mean horizontal tunnels. Should I go down? Probably. We definitely want to go down. far down does this sandstone go? I'm gonna start going back on ourselves because this seems like it's going super deep. Okay, we are now into the iron pick. And we're still going down. Okay, I think this is a good place to try again. Vertically. I think... it just keeps going downwards. I don't think it's because the lake's right next to us. You know what? Let's do prospecting, see if we find any. There's trace amounts of lead. This is probably something we should have done from the beginning, is try something right here. Large amounts of lead and a small amount of flint. If we go way over here. We found more amounts of flint, small amounts of lead. Nothing there. We already knew what was here, but I forget. We're just gonna keep going downwards. As it looks like the sandstone never ends. And we're never gonna find the salt above sandstone. That's the main reason why I keep going downwards. Well, that's flint. No, that's lead. I'm gonna grab some of it because we can use this for a cool looking window. And of course the sandstone goes lower below it. So at least this way we won't need to go to ruins for windows. We can make our own. It just won't be the ruined windows. Or aged windows? I think it's called aged. And if I take out the lead before I do a node search, then we shouldn't have it pop up. So if I check right here. Large amounts of lead. Maybe the lead was up. Oh, there's more. Okay, is it up this way then? I'm surprised that it's not all in one big chunk. They seem separated here. So with all this lead, I don't know how much we're gonna have. I also don't remember if I have to make them into ingots. I probably do. Okay, is that the last piece? I can't see. No. What about this way? Maybe downwards. Okay, well, since this only said that it found lead, we don't have to do another node search, because it's not going to say that it has found salt now, after lead is gone. It would have said salt and lead. And we want to go about 6 blocks to 8 blocks lower than what we currently are at. Welcome in, Slicky. Once I figure out where the bottom of the sandstone is, it looks like it's right here. I will do the mug. We do still have 2 mugs that we have not done yet on stream. Okay, it looks like now that I'm underneath the lake, or the little pond, that this is the bottom portion of it. So I don't know how to gauge where the sandstone would end. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go this way. Even if there is salt, the granite rock would not be where the salt spawns in, because a salt dome goes all the way down to the mantle. So we're just going to go out a little bit more. Do a node search, see if it says that there's anything out here. Trace amounts of lead. Let's keep going. Actually, are we going the wrong way? That's 4. Yeah, we are. We should probably be going south instead of north. Let's go over a couple blocks. Do a node search out here, and then work our way back. We found coal, regular coal, which actually has a better heat point than charcoal. And since Slicky did an odd number, we're going to pick the first mug out of 2, which is a Deadpool mug. So let me just pour in some of the water from my cup, and we'll use that for the rest of the stream. And then that means the last mug to show on stream would be another Christmas-related mug. And this is a weird mug to hold. Like, it's long, but the handle is on, like, a corner if this was a rectangle. Anyway, cheers. Does that mean when it breaks it can fix itself? I wish. That would be funny. A Deadpool mug that could regenerate. Just like the character. Alright, we're gonna dig all the way into the next chunk. see if we can find any in there. We don't have to go every other stone. Because this should be going to at least 6 blocks. Borax. We want borax. So let's see. Right here is 77. So we want to go to 85. That's the max that our prospecting pick could go to in the node search. There's the black hole and fire clay. Spawns right next to black hole. We have that added now. I'm just gonna go and name this 138. No, 88. Because we can come back for this. We don't need either one of those right now. I do, however, want to know its temperature. Yeah, it is 100 degrees hotter than charcoal, which ends at 11. It is an ingredient for blasting powder. Blasting powder is for different bombs. So if we go 8 blocks this way, we want to go down to 69. And then we're going to do a search to see if borax is this way. Like I said, ooh to me saying 69. Oh, it was right over here. We didn't do an ore node search here? Really? Okay. I'm pretty sure the borax is either below us or more south. Yeah, because that's just lead. So from right here, said minuscule amounts. Let's try this way. So we're going to 698 now. Did I pass? No, I did not pass it. Let me make sure I know what stones it can spawn in. It can spawn in sandstone. Okay, let's try right here. See if we're getting closer to the borax. Trace amounts of borax. I think that's pretty much the same as earlier. So I think the borax is actually below us. But then again, yeah, it would have to be. No. This would have been the edge, because we didn't prospect over here. This is gonna say huge amounts of the coal, for obvious reasons. Large amounts of borax. Okay. Borax is this way. So let's just keep going this way. I'm gonna try to get away from the fire clay. Oh, there it is. We got borax. This is used for making the iron anvil and for some other stuff that I don't remember. So this is at least a plus for today's stream. We at least found one of the two things we were looking for. We did come over to this area expecting to find borax in one spot, but it seems like world generation is not the same, even if you use the same world seed. So our creative world had borax in a different area that was not in the same area here. There is quite a bit of borax here. I was not expecting this much. I don't know how much we're gonna need, so I don't know if we're gonna have to like try and find more. That's a good start, at least. Oop, I slipped. You built a boat? That's awesome. Oh, we're getting attacked. We have been underground for a while. So that was kind of expected after some point. I was trying to catch up on chat. And I see I missed a piece of borax. We might want to block off this area. I'm not going to do an ore search to make sure I get every single piece of it, but if I can at least see it, I'm going to get it. Kill thy Timu, Minecraft demon. Okay, that's probably all of it. There could be more over this way, like up or below us. It was above us, and there's more lead. I was judging off of the fact that the wall here is pretty much a straight line, and ore nodes usually are round and not straight lines. So they can sometimes be diagonally down or diagonally up. Just say hi to your favorite hitman. Have fun. I am currently lurking in his channel. Alright, let's continue going south. We are actually a lot west than I want to be. So we might want to change up where we're going. There's more black coal. It looks like I'm gonna have to dig through it to get past here. Let's get a little bit. I'll mark that red clay, fire clay. I should probably do one of these, even though it's going to say that there is huge amounts of black coal. Yeah, trace amounts of lead. Okay, we are now in the other node. I'm hoping that this is when we start getting salt. No nodes. Let's keep going. We're gonna have to turn and go back at some point soon, because we're almost to the end of the node, or the chunk, not the node. Fortunately, we're still not hitting salt without finding it with the pick. Let's try again, then we'll turn to our left. No node. It's Proctors. Welcome in, Dotterly. We are on a hunt for salt. And we are not having a good time finding it. We did find borax, which was another thing we were looking for. But I have no idea how to find salt or where it would be most likely to find. I was told places that have sand, like this, and also in deserts, like over here. But I don't know. Is this Minecraft biome generation? It's not the same biomes, but it's pretty much the same concept. Salt can only be found underneath sedimentary rock, which we are not currently looking at. Above us, a couple blocks, is sandstone. And the salt can spawn in that. What we're looking for is a salt dome, which is a large column of salt that spawns underneath the sandstone and goes all the way down to the mantle. That's why I'm not worried about us digging in granite to find it. But I don't know the correct way to prospect. So using the prospecting pick, I don't know if I'm doing it correctly. I know we're in a spot that has a very poor chance of finding it. And then we're also digging in a spot that has a higher percentage number if I look at those. So if you look at the second thing on here, it says very poor halite, 8.18%. And then down here is 8.21. But they're both still very poor. And everything else is either minuscule or a smaller percentage of very poor. Trying to look for an example of minuscule, but it looks like I didn't do any of that. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking at the percentage for where to dig, or if I'm supposed to be just going everywhere. But we are not having a good time with this. There used to be a mod or a cheat code or something that would allow you to see every ore node in your area, and I honestly want to do that, just so I could find it quicker. Because we probably only need a small amount of it. Prospect here, and then we're going to dig our way out. No node, of course. Okay, now we are like 20 blocks below the surface, if not more than 20, so this is going to take a while for us to get out of here. what I think I'm going to do is explore a little bit more of the map near base. Do some prospecting near base. Because there are some biomes over there that I didn't even think to look in. Have you been hit by the storm? I have been hit by the snowstorm. It has not stopped snowing for about 10 hours. Well, actually now it's almost 13 hours. We have probably... I want to say maybe 6 inches. Maybe 7 inches. Of snow. I'm not sure. But it is said that it's not going to stop snowing until sometime tomorrow evening. Okay, we should be within like 10 blocks of the surface. I know it's going to be a little bit more than 115, but we're still close to it. We should be getting some amount of sandstone over here. We're not going to get any sandstone on the way out of here. There it is. I knew there was going to be a small portion of it at least. Okay. We should be within 110 blocks of the surface. Because the sandstone layer wasn't that deep. Unless we're on the side of a hill. I can't tell with the box being in the way on the minimap. I was apparently wrong multiple times about the height of this. When we get to the final stone, I'm going to do another prospecting pick. You know what? I should probably do it right now just to see if there's anything up higher. No, that's what I was expecting to see. Finally, we've made it to the dirt. And it's nighttime, of course it is. Why would we have daytime in this game? So we spent a whole day digging underneath the ground just to find nothing. We might as well go exploring and maybe die to go back home quicker. Then we can sleep. Try to use some of our traders nearby home. See if we can buy salt from them, because I know we found one trader that had salt. But after some time, they will reset what they have and change the things that they have. So it's not always going to be the same thing every time you go to the trader. This usually has something underneath it. And I was wrong, because it immediately went into regular stone. This is probably just dirt from it being near dirt. Yeah. Yeah, I thought there was going to be something there, but there wasn't. This looks weird. I was told once before that you sometimes can find salt underneath small layers of stone. This generation's just weird right here. Like it had something. But it's just a cave. With flint. That's salt! We found it! The curse is gone! That's not what I meant by there's usually salt found underneath small layers. I can't speak now. When I said that you can find salt underneath small layers of stone, that's not what I meant. What I meant is like you'd go down 2 blocks, and then the third block being this third one would be the salt layer. And then that salt layer would literally be one single block deep and literally a layer. Put on the crown. I will, Data Relief, because we are the king of finding salt now. So I am going to say thank you to Data Relief, because I don't think we would have found it without them. They came in the chat and we found the salt. So I wonder if it's like this weird stone generation. I wonder if that's a sign that you could find salt nearby. This wasn't what it was explained to me previously, as I said. But this... Maybe that was just a cave entrance generation being weird and getting cut off by this sand area. Because we do have a mod on here that does different generations on the biomes. Now I'm going to take this flint because we use flint for something else. And the more that I can mine, the less I have to find on the ground. Let's get rid of some of those. We do have a few stacks of flint at home. It's not like we're at a loss of it. But anyway, let's go down and get the final thing. Now, I am going to fully expect this to only be a couple blocks deep. I'm going to assume that this is not a salt dome. And we need to find a spot that I can find sandstone on the edge. There we go. Now we can make a stair. I'm gonna go over to the left one and then spiral my way up from here to where the actual staircase is. I didn't want to mine out that block that I just broke. I want to get that piece of stone. And then place this back down, because this was the way that I was getting up and out of here. Could place it right there. Mine this. And then I have a way to get up and out. I wanted to make sure that we can get out of here if there's monsters chasing us or something. Okay. Now, if we're lucky, this would be a salt dome, which means that it goes pretty deep. This might be a salt dome. What I was trying to dig was a pocket that I could throw a bunch of stones in that would not have salt underneath it. This is a lot of salt, chat. Because I'm going to assume that has salt under it. Yep. Now, they're not very wide. Although saying that, I am finding quite a wide area of salt. You know what? I want to know what the density search says right here. You need to stay away from me because I need this salt. I didn't mark it on the map. So what does the density search say in here? Minuscule amounts of halite. Really? This is minuscule? Are you serious? So when I found very poor, there could be so much salt around our map. There could be salt over here. This further makes me question prospecting in this game. Okay, did we finally find the end of it? Maybe. This is where all my stone is going to be thrown. Anything we don't need, I am going to keep all of this stuff. Berries we can eat and then get rid of. Probably don't need the sandstone anymore. The dirt I'm going to put up here. Yeah, that's all we're going to do. Pick up all this stone. So I can throw it over here. And then we just get to work. So I have no idea how massive this area is going to be. I also don't know if I can use the modded stuff to mine out like a chunk of stone of this. Because that might be easier, actually, now I'm thinking about it. We haven't used that mod at all yet. It looks like this is the top point right here at eye level. So we're going to start by going each layer. And work our way downwards instead of doing, like, towers. I go like this. Should fill in our bags before our inventory. Or our hotbar, I mean. This goes pretty deep that direction. So, we're only going to get this top layer and then go home with it. Because I'm pretty sure there's more salt here than we're going to use right away. So I don't think we have to get everything out of this salt area. Especially if it's a salt dome and it goes all the way to the mantle. We're definitely not going to need all of that salt for what we're doing currently. This is pretty wide and not very pointed. So I don't think this is a salt dome. I think it's just a regular ore amount. It's like it might go 3 blocks deeper if it's not a dome. I'm not sure how deep the regular nodes are. But we're going to keep going until we're full. Or until we dig out this entire top area. Yeah, this just seems too wide for it to be a thing. The salt dome. seems too wide to be a salt dome. What is that? Sylvite? What's sylvite? Is that just a thing I can sell? Sylvite. It goes into powdered stuff. Then it goes into potash. Potash is used for farms. As you can see, it gives us calcium. Or is K potassium? I forget. It gives us nutrients into our dirt. So that's awesome. Should we get it? Should probably pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up. Probably not gonna be a lot. Kinda assumed that small amount. Who knows, maybe the powdered stuff lasts or works a lot further than that. And we have another spot that we can put stuff in. I am going to do the perimeter of this now. Just because it seems a lot weirder in its shape than I expected it to be. Like, this seems just like our iron node, without the little feelers going out. There is a Glameon, chat, the only Pokemon that looks like Tori. That reminds me, we should probably make emotes for the new cats. I heard you. I don't know where you're going, but I heard you. I also saw you. Okay, it looks like it goes further underneath our stairs here. Do you want to just come over here? And we'll say hi. Now you can stay away. Okay, we are actually almost full on salt. Let me make sure that I picked up everything that we've mined. Because sometimes you don't pick up everything when you're moving around. And then I think we can only mine out like one more block. I do need to put something down for us to get out of here. Can I mark this? You know what? I don't want to delete the reading. Go here. Is this 80? Wait, yeah, I am at 80. I like to put the height on the world so I know where it is. And we're gonna go like this. And that's gonna be forever saved. I think I could take one more block. And that's it. Because I do want to keep everything else. I don't think anything in here is regular stones. We could spend enough time down here that I eat all of the turnips and we do one more thing. No, we're not going to waste the turnips. Alright, let's get out of here and go home. We could take damage just to get home a little bit quicker. If it's still nighttime and there's people out there, I think we will take the quick way home. Not sure if there's going to be any monsters nearby. So I haven't heard a single portal the entire time that we've been out here. And we might need to take a restroom break soon. I think I want to go up to what looks like a cave entrance on the minimap and just jump down. Hello, Bloodthorn. See you later. Oh, hello. Brown coal. We'll mark that. Anything down here? Come on, fall further. Oh, it didn't make me fall further. And I fell over. Okay, we're now home. Eat the rest of the turnips in my hand. And I'm going to take a quick restroom break after I'm done eating. Alright, I will be back in just a little bit. And we're back. And with salt. Okay, so we obviously don't have a spot for salt yet. That's going to just go in here. That also moved the flint in there. I didn't want that. That goes in there, I guess, now. Borax, I'm going to consider being part of this, but I actually don't have enough room already. That's more iron. So we have so much that we're going to have to start using this. And Sylvite is farming related. The hell? We had a little bit of salt this whole time. So I must have bought from that trader before. Okay, let's use this little bit of halite. We'll make some salt. And then we're gonna have to get into making our food. Because I forget what halite was used for. Well, did you guys just see the map change to having snow all over it? I think when I open the door and look outside, there's going to be snow all over the place. Are we getting 2 pieces of salt for each stone? We are, look at that. So we are probably never going to need salt again. Or have to go mining for it, I mean. And this, I'm going to expect, does not have an expiration. Okay. This, I wanted to pick up. So that we can take it upstairs. Where I hopefully have the cleaver nearby. I don't see the cleaver. It's probably over here. There it is. Put that on the table. Get this a good cleaving. Is that right click? It is right click. So now this just gave us more meat than it normally would have. That's bush meat. I did find out recently that red meat is the thing that has the most saturation out of all the meats. So if you found red meat, that would be better than the bush meat that I have here, which I think is from pigs. Okay, so we have strong tan in there, weak tan in here. The salt is probably for preparing the hides. So if I do leather, we get this, which we need prepared hide, which is scraped hide, which is soaked hide, which is lime water, which is just lime in water. And it makes 1 liter per liter of water. Okay. We need 10 liters per large hide. Or would that be a huge hide? That might be a huge. If I were to grab the right one, because we have medium, right? Yeah. Medium. There we go. 4 liters per hide. Hi, Mama. I wanted to grab my phone just so I can make a calculator. 4 times 7 is 28. So we need 28 liters, which means we need 30 liters of water in a barrel. So let's make another barrel. I think... I don't remember what it is, actually. No, not that. What is going on here? Okay, it was this, and then it sticks around the edges. I thought I was remembering it incorrectly. So we have 1 extra barrel and not very much space to put it. And I think I'll just make a little water thing here. Not that way. 2, 3. Grab that, place that there. How much lime did we want? I think it's just a 1-to-1, right? Yeah, it is. Saltpeter, bone meal. I think we're gonna have to make more lime water. Or lime, quick lime. It is quick lime, right? No, we just need to crush it. There's a Jangmo in chat. It's one of the coolest dragons, in my opinion. Not because it has a little heart on its head made out of scales, but partially because of that. It is also a pseudo-legendary, meaning that it is one of the strongest Pokemon in terms of stats. All the pseudo-legendaries, their combined stat total is all the same number from what I was told. So I should only need... Oh wait, now I'm gonna need the same amount of quicklime that I have water. So I need enough to make 40 pieces of water. So I need what, another 15? That would make 30, I need 25. Welcome in, Regus. You did see me cheating earlier. Luckily, the cheating did not help us at all. We actually ended up just stumbling upon salt. And we did find borax. Which had nothing to do with us cheating. Cheating did not help us at all. So we went to a previous area in the last stream that we used the cheating map for us to find salt, and on there we found borax. But then the borax didn't spawn at the same place on this save that it did in the cheating one. So we actually didn't find the borax there, and we had to go look for other stuff. So we gave up on the borax and went looking for salt in the same area. While looking for salt, we found another spot of borax, and we actually have some now. Then we went running around to go to a new area to see if we could find any salt, and we just happened to stumble into a cave that had salt at the very bottom of it. That's always fun. We are now working towards making leather. So what we're doing now is making lime so we can make lime water that we can soak our hides in. And it is a 1-to-1 ratio, so that's 30. I mean, an extra 10. Didn't mean to. That's right. There we go. And it's immediately lime water. Okay, and then the next thing would be to put the hides in it. So we only actually need 28 liters. Should I make another bucket? Does this have anything in it? Oh, that's empty. We can take out 2 pieces of it. If I hold shift, I put 1 liter in at a time. Now we have exact amounts. We'll turn into 7 soaked hides in 20 hours after sealing. Step 1 of making leather is now working. Alright, let's look at game info here. Find out what I needed that salt for to begin with. I think it was something to do with sushi, right? No, what we were doing. Oh. Okay, I did pick it up. For a second, I thought I had something in a crucible here working. So we, for the next step of sushi, need to take this wet seaweed. We already made the sheet. So now we need to dry it. And then after that, we just add it with rice, and that makes basic sushi. Or we can add a vegetable, a fish nugget, and a piece of salt, and that would make better sushi. I was trying to think of what I need to use to cook this kelp, or seaweed. I'm gonna assume it doesn't need something very hot, so if I just put heat in there, probably enough to cook it. I don't know what temperature it needs to get to. Wait a minute, that says let air dry. I just wasted a piece of peat. This was, we needed to wait for it to dry out over time. Oh, and it takes less time in your hand. Okay, so I was wrong for putting it into the barrel. Alright, what did I need the salt for? Because we stopped making food because I needed salt for something. For a lot of, I have a thing pulled up here with different types of food that I can make. Can I have an ice cream? I don't think there is ice cream in the game. I know you can make milk and cheese. I don't think ice cream is part of it. Oh, we need to make brine for the soybeans. That's what requires salt. So that we can make soy sauce to go along with our sushi. Alright, what we're gonna do is we're going to go over to one of our other homes, and we're going to make it ready for food. So we were planning on making this big building here our food building. First step would be to move the snow out of here. First step is to make this a cellar, which first requires no holes. So this has to go. We're also going to make this into another type of cellar. It also has to be all stone, so this floor has to go. And we need to change how we get down there, so I think we're going to have to turn this into a ladder with a trapdoor up top. So mine out all of that, place cobblestone down. And I did not leave a way for me to get out. Came out here to do something. I don't remember what it was. Oh, was it just to get the piece of stone that I dropped out here? Okay. Let's go grab cobblestone. We might as well put some dirt down for our road, since I have a lot of stone paths somewhere. There we go. You know what? Let's take all of it out. Let's see how far this goes in a 5-block wide area. Now, luckily, as far as I can remember, snow will not go on top of a stone path. Okay, and then how do I want to connect it into this building? I think I honestly want to go through this. Like, line it up with this area, at least. Make it look like it was purposeful. And then also into this door. So this could be like someone's walkway to their house. But then over here is the only entrance into this building. So I don't know if maybe I should add paths here too. Okay, it'll go to there. I do have quite a bit more. I might be able to put this all the way to that, but I think we'll leave it. The rest I'm going to put back into the storage. And let's hope that I have cobblestone in one of these chests. I do, awesome. Back, got rid of that. We didn't get rid of all of the stone paths in my inventory. Now I did. I need the trapdoor and ladders. Luckily, one of these we have a lot of trapdoors. We also have 4H ladders. Let's use them. I'm looking for a darker colored trapdoor. That's clay. I mean, I already see this one here, the birch, but that's pretty bright colored. Maybe we use the pine? Let's use the pine. Right, so right here, we are going to go like this. And then put this right up top. We're going to take up this floor. Which is then going to be used to fill in the hole in the ceiling. And also be replaced by cobblestone. This larger area is going to be for most of the barrels. And then the smaller one is going to be the actual storage of food. Unfortunately, all that time we spent on fixing up this house, we're just tearing it down. And I missed the hole. So if I go like that, that's all of those holes. Oh, I just thought... I think I need this to be stone. I don't think it's going to count as a thing unless I put stone there too. So I'm pretty sure a cellar has to be completely surrounded in stone. This also might be too big for it to be a cellar. We might have to cut it into small sections. This, on the other hand, should turn into a cellar. I just might have to change out the flooring. And we don't have enough stone. Alright. These are going to be reused, but I'm going to put them somewhere else. Because I do like them as a decoration. This is going to get removed. Because I don't want them. So we need to figure out how we're going to make claystone, or clay. Could have sworn I had a larger amount of granite than this. How do I pick up granite? Sand, gravel. There we go. I think I picked up everything out of there. I think there's more in here too, so if I just go like that. That's not what I wanted. I'll throw that in there. And cobblestone is just clay surrounded in stone, right? Yeah. But it makes a small amount. That's not good. That's definitely not enough for us to make the ceiling. Although we could use cobblestone slabs for the ceiling. Let's see if that would even work. I don't know if it would. Welcome in, Einsbud. Sounds too logical. I don't know what that was too funny either way. Let's jump back down here. There we go. For a second I couldn't get in. Okay, so we would have a cellar. Age pointing slabs count as a cellar. I just need a door for here to cut it off. Okay, let's go back up. We need to go grab doors. How many doors do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No pun intended. And I think we make one door each time we use planks. Why do I have oak planks in there? That's not where oak goes. Wait, so does this make only one or two? It only makes one. Okay, so I need 36 pieces. This should make the additional 6 doors. And then we can move all of our food storage into this building now. This should be a cellar. Yes. So the main thing that you need for this is that everything has to be stone. There cannot be any natural light, so you can't have any doors that have holes in it, such as the crude door. You can't have any windows. Obviously, you can't have holes in the wall because that wouldn't be considered a sealed chamber in a way. And the maximum you can make it is a square where the walls are 7 by 7 by 7. Oh, so I said square, but I meant to say cube. Okay, so if I look over in here, does this count as a cellar too? No, it does not. So this is too wide. Being, I think, that's 9 blocks wide. So it's 2 blocks too wide. We could chop it right in the center. Right there. Which I think I actually might do. I do, on the other hand, kind of want to move this ladder over one so it lines up with the door. Feels weird to use a pickaxe to break a ladder. Now, this does mean that I have one door that I still have to make, because we just used it down here. That's fine. What I'm trying to do is make all the doors for this building. And then this would be the last door in here. That's an empty crate. Okay, so what we should be able to do now is move all of our storage vessels in here. We have more stone that we could use. We're going to use all of our stone first, which actually we have just enough to do this. No, we don't, because we would have to make that a wall, which probably won't look too bad since it's in the middle of the building. How am I doing? I am doing well. We had some issue trying to find salt, but in the end we did find it. Okay, this is a cellar. This should also be a cellar, but I think that trapdoor doesn't count. If I break that, that now means that this side is not a cellar. This door, for some reason, counts as a cellar. But if we break that and put a block there, does it... Okay, it was the trap door. It wasn't the size, it was the trap door. Alright, let's take this all apart again. And then I'll get into explaining how we found the salt. Which, honestly, is not going to be very helpful. Okay, this is still a cellar. If I break this door... Okay, we do need one door to separate the two rooms. That means we do have a door for out front, and I need to find a trapdoor that does not have a hole in it. Okay, so salt in the game is called halite. If we get back home, I will show you the stone. It is a white stone that looks like limestone, but with a slightly different, like a pinkish tint to it. This is it, halite. You pretty much have to prospect for it, and there is no easy way to find it. I'm gonna be completely honest. The way that we found it, we just stumbled upon it. We didn't even prospect for it. I just said, hey, look at this cave. It would be funny if there's salt at the bottom of it. And there was. So in terms of like a walkthrough, I don't really have an answer for it. I do have places that you'd be more likely to find it, which would be in places that are considered deserts. So anything that has a lot of sand, like this is all sandstone sand above it. And I have a mod on here that puts a heat map for what you're looking for. So like I prospected up here in this square and there was no halite found in the area, so it doesn't have a color, but down here it does. We found halite in a cave over here, and we just happened to stumble into it. We didn't prospect for it until after I found it, because I wanted the square to show that I have salt in that area. But as you see here, if you read the entire words that it has here, it says minuscule amounts of halite. That normally means that you're probably never going to find the salt there, but apparently we found it there. Over here we have very poor, which is better than minuscule, and we didn't find salt. So I don't know how to find it for you. It's hit or miss. It's just better to find, or easier to find, in areas with sand. It was explained to me as though it was a dried up ocean, but I don't think the game specifies it like that. It can only be in or underneath sedimentary rock. So let me pull up what sedimentary would be. Sandstone is obviously sedimentary. If you go onto their wiki and you type in halite, and then you click on underneath obtaining the word sedimentary, it'll bring up all the different types of stones. Sedimentary is claystone, sandstone, chert, shale, conglomerate, bauxite, chalk, and limestone. So underneath any of those stones, there will be another layer of rock, and the salt will only ever spawn between those two layers. If you're lucky, you'll find a salt dome that will spawn underneath the sedimentary rock and go all the way down to the bottom of the map, which is, what is it called in this game? I keep wanting to call it bedrock because of Minecraft, but it's not bedrock. I think it's called mantle. Is the very bottom of the map. And you will probably never need that large amount unless you're on a server. Each stone gives you 2 pieces of salt. So you can see I have pretty much half a chest of salt right here. And what did we come in here to get? Oh, a trapdoor that is closed. That's opened. It's also open. We're probably gonna have to make the trapdoor. I don't remember how to make trapdoors. We want a solid trapdoor, which is just everything made out of planks. And I don't have 9 pieces of pine. We're gonna make it out of oak. Now, if you go looking for borax, which is used for different things, but most importantly for the iron anvils, you have to weld them together. You need borax in between the 2 pieces of the anvil. We will be making the iron anvil eventually. When we move into this building, making that into our blacksmith, I'm going to get rid of the bronze anvil now that we have borax. That is just any type of ore. It's found easily through prospecting. It's self-explanatory. Salt is the only thing that did not seem to work like expected. And now we do have a cellar down here. So what I'm going to do, just to make things moving into here easier, just break into the wall. Now, are these the same stone? No. This is the same stone, though. I'd rather have 2 of the same blocks in my inventory than 2 different blocks. So now we're going to spend the rest of the stream moving our food into that building. First step would be to get every vessel moved over. And this barrel did not fill up with blood. I think I'm supposed to put a bucket underneath the animals to catch the blood from them. And then use the bucket to pour the blood into the barrel. I have a mod in here for butchering. How's this done? It has another 8 hours to go. And a part of it is you skin an animal on the hooks and then it bleeds into something, and I thought it needed a barrel, but I think it goes into a bucket. And then the bucket goes into the barrel in the mod, and I honestly don't remember what blood is for, because I never ended up using it. It might be for making blood bread? Which I would assume gives a boost in some way. Yeah, it looks like instead of using a water with the flour, you can use blood instead. I'm looking for a tip on this that would tell us the saturation of it. Okay, spelt blood bread has 380 saturation. Let's look at spelt bread. Ooh, it is better. Okay, so with the mod, if you use blood instead of water to make the bread, it's doubled actually. So we're gonna be collecting it. Now, in the barrel, the blood does spoil like food. So after some time, you just have a barrel of rot. That I get rid of. I didn't pick up all the vessels yet. If I hold Shift and Q, I should not Control and Q. I throw the whole stack at once. Did I just throw the pick? I did. I had a feeling there was another vessel up here. Alright, let's find our pick by doing the same thing we just did. No, I should probably be doing it down here. That's where I want the pick to end up. I can't tell if I'm picking up the same stuff again. I'm definitely not. I'm getting the rotten meat. I'm just not giving it enough time to pick up everything at once. By throwing it into the corner. Maybe that'll be easier. There's the pick. That's all I wanted. I can have food on me. I just wanted to get the pick and the vessels first. And now that messages have gone through, I don't know if I'm caught up with chat. I am caught up, because you asked what is the blood for. I do have the vessels that I have made. And I think we'll put all the decorative stuff on the left side. And the non-decorative stuff on the other side. Now we are limited to a height, but what I'm going to do is put shelving in here above the vessels. So this will be like the floor storage, and then there'll be shelves for fruit and stuff on top. I don't remember if I have a mod for better storage. Because we did use a mod in the Well-Bred server that had a better storage for everything. Actually, since I don't have the seed storage on this world, that means we don't have that storage mod. Which is fine. And we have to do this a little bit quicker, or quickly, so that stuff has the least amount of time to spoil on the ground. I'm going to try to organize them. That's not where you're supposed to go. This will be for anything animal related. That's miscellaneous. Storage vessels are the best ones, right? For what I know of, yes. We obviously have these crates, which I think you could put food in. You know what? We're going to test that. Because the crates have the largest storage size for one item. You can't put more than one item in there. But I've never actually tried putting food in there. You can put turnips in there. Perish speed is... You know, we're going to test this out. I know storage vessels for food is better than the chests. Things will spoil less in a storage vessel, even if it's not in a cellar. That goes in there. Green. That's not green. That's salt. Okay. What I want is to grab one of those crates. I just didn't have enough space. Because if a crate is better, then we should probably be using a crate. And I think I need to empty out my inventory a little bit better. Don't need you. Do need this. Don't need that. Don't need that. Do need this door. We're gonna place it down. Seaweed here. Okay, that should be as much storage or inventory space as I can have. Why am I not picking that up? I don't know. Now my headbud or earbud did die, so I can't hear a single thing right now. Tell me when you come back, and I will tell you the results of the chest. We place that there. That doesn't rot. 41 days, inner pocket. 3.8 in the vessel. 0.14 in there. In here, it is lower in the vessel by 0.04. So it is the best. I have already filled in as much as I could in these. So I'm gonna have to end up putting more stuff over on this side just to make us get through this quicker. Okay, we are getting close to having this all done. Put the cabbage in there. This is meat related. This is miscellaneous. We have more grain in our pocket, so that's gonna go in here. This crate can come out. This door can go on the front of the building. Gotta keep forgetting to put it on. And snow does go on the stone. Hopefully that doesn't affect walk speed. Alright, we should be able to pick up everything there. Yep. So now let's organize everything. Make sure that we put everything in there that we can. There was a little bit of meat that we could put in there. This can go in there. The rest is either a vegetable or a grain. Okay, grab this. Put that back in so that this is still a cellar. Alright, how do I want to do this? I think I would like to have all the vegetables on the left side. I do that, and then we close this. Sort. Let's then move all the turnips up top. Then the onions, because there's only 3 of them. That's not onion. Where'd the onion go? In here. Then we have the carrots. I'm going to take these because I'm going to eat them. Parsnips will have to go down here, same with that. And then we have the soybeans. eat as many carrots as I can. Okay, now for the grain. You are the one that I want everything on. If I do that, that'd be easier. Sort. Put the spelt in there, then we have the rye. That looks good, right? We have the rice grain so that we can make rice. Actually, that is rice. That itself makes sushi. We just need this paper to be dried out in one more day. Our lime water's probably ready. So if we head over on here, that's 2 more hours. So by the time the sun comes up, that should be ready. And then over here we have our hooks. I thought it was a pickaxe, but it looks like it's an axe thing. Oh, am I gonna have enough space for this? I just realized that this has to be 4 blocks deep, or high. Stop it. Falling out my bed. That might be an issue. We won't be able to skin bears. Let's pick this up. And we'll bring this all the way over, and we're gonna have to bring all of our tannin over in buckets, because I don't think I can... I don't know why I closed that in here. I don't think I can move them one at a time. And this is not deep enough. I'm gonna need to extend that into the ground more. Or I could make this the butchering area. I think I will make this the butchering area. That's not what I wanted. Let's move this over to here. Ah, there was a Magikarp in chat, and I didn't hear it because I don't have the headphone in. Where did I put the barrel? Didn't I have the barrel? Did I place it down? I did place it down. Okay. We need an empty bucket. We have 7 soaked hides. And we can bring these over. Because we're going to want to put the tannin, or the weak tannin in here and then close it. Let's cut these. And then we're going to have to go back and forth with buckets. That's the weak tannin. If I do this a little bit smarter, by breaking this, placing the water in, And grabbing 2 buckets of weak tannin. We now only have to take 5 trips back and forth. Where do I put all of it? Oh, is it literally just right click? It does all of it? Yeah. The whole time I thought I had to shift to do it. And 2. One, 2. One, 2. Break you. You go there. You're the weak tannin, you're the strong tannin. Right, 2 more trips. I think we might want to put a door here. Now that I'm using it as a door. I think that might be a good idea. I'm going to grab a door. Okay, that's all of the strong tannin. That's the barrel. That's the door. Okay, tannin. This barrel's going to go upstairs. Or it will be near the hooks. And then I think we have more weak tannin in the barrels than we need. So let's take a look at leather again. That's not what I wanted. We want to go to here. Because what I want is medium. 4 liters per 1 hide. Just so I don't get the math wrong. $28. We have 50 in there, so we're gonna have to make 2 more buckets. So we can get 2 more pieces out of there. And then have 1 for water. I no longer have enough oak planks, so I need my saw. I need wherever the oak is, which is right here. That oak. We're going to cut down the oak planks instead. Put the saw back. Don't need that many, but keep it on us anyway. I need, I think, just 2 of these. Place this all back on the ground. 1 bucket for that. Close that off. Oh, this whole time you guys can't hear the music either. I didn't realize you guys were in the dark. Sorry about that, chat. I thought I was the only one that was in the dark. Okay, first, let's bring the temperature inside here a little bit hotter. Put that down. This can go in there. This is going to go in here. And we're going to seal it in 3 days. Well, the next step, so we can put all of this weak tannin back in the barrel. Take the same amount of strong tannin out. Put the next thing into there. And then we should get 7 pieces of leather, I think. I'm not sure. I think the conversion somewhere is going to bring it down to being less leather than we have hide. But anyway, this is going to be where we end our stream. We are going to have to do something about our storages, so I think I'm going to make this into a big storage area. Take our bowls out. We'll just place them back down here. So, where is the borax? Borax is over here, so if I go like this, put that on here, along with the small amount that I found over here. Actually, that's gone. We use that for the salt. This still says 1 day, but I think it's close to being the end of that day. Alright, this is going to be our screenshot for today. I am going to delete the screenshot that we took earlier, which had borax, because I don't think that borax is actually there. Okay, screenshot. And now let's go into our raid out scene and find out who we're going to raid out to. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST, and on Sundays from 10 AM EST to 2 PM EST.